Good day viewers, welcome back to Prison Voice of the Blade.
Dragon Frank?
So let's go back and we got new 5 tickets, so let's use them like we always do. First I remember the last part is I present Mr Ohkawa. The day before he died, Noya and I raided on Ohkawa's house.
Ah!
You and Mitsuru interrogate Mr Ohkawa, right?
Yeah, we did. Oh no, why didn't I notice that? I'm such an idiot.
Good thing you know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but maybe there's a connection.
It might be just a coincidence their family names are the same, but it's worth making sure, right?
It might be a pointless, but I feel like I saw a ray of light. I tried to search my memory for the day before Naoya died. What I found in Ohkawa's house was the evidence that he was a member of the rebel group. That was a letter to contract with another member.
What kind of rebel groups, especially? Against the emperor, anti-government, or socialists?
The letter I found in Ohkawa's house was about... What?
If you remember correctly, you should know what it is.
If I remember correctly, wait, let me track back my memory. Yeah, I remember.
You remember?
Yeah, this one.
Alright.
I think they were things about government, like something negative against the government. What was it? Like the government officials have been corrupt and break out the old and dated system, or show the flag and go against enemies, or something like that. Sorry, I don't remember any other thing. The letter was confiscated by the third story prison.
That's good enough. By the way, those words show the flag. Did he tend toward militarism?
I don't remember clearly, but probably.
Okay, Mitsuru should have noticed it, so he just didn't tell us. It means you need to be quiet about there's some kind of connection with such an organization. That bastard, he said I'll tell you when I find something new, huh? He has already broken his word, see? We can't trust him.
Yeah, but we don't know if there's a connection between Mr Ohkawa and the victim of the incident 2 years ago.
If it was a possibility, he shouldn't have told us. Shit. Well, I think now we can see a little bit more about it. Maybe we can check out the victim, Shugo Ohkawa. Unfortunately, he's a son of a wealthy family. There must be something.
Wait, am I interrogating already? I think I am.
I think. Maybe we should check it regarding the victim, Shugo Ohkawa. Oh, I already read that.
I doubt it. There's a gag order about the incident 2 years ago. I don't think people would tell us about it so easily.
We can just try.
It's dangerous to ask around so bluntly. Mitsuru and Naoya give us an advice that to get involved in this matter is dangerous.
Tetsu, are you going to stop me?
Recklessly is different from courageous. You act a little too dangerous. Nagi made a dissatisfied face. Oh well, I smiled a little and said to him, I can't trust you to be out of sight, so I'll do it with you.
Tetsu, thank you.
But we should refrain from walking around in the middle of the night. If we get caught by Mitsuru, we'll get more than just a warning. We'll be tied up and we'll be locked in our room.
He wouldn't do it with joy.
So what's your plan?
We can't gain any information about it. then we have to make an inquiry around the city. It's a long shot though. It's my day off tomorrow. I'll go with you.
Don't you think Mitsuru would try to come with you?
Jeez, I didn't think about it. Maybe I need to lie to him again.
I think it won't work this time.
Probably.
You can't use the same shit again. Well, we still don't know if Mitsuru will try to come with us, so let's think about it tomorrow. The Nagi muttered in a low voice.
He's like a piece of gum stuck to a bottom of my shoe.
Now, he's just thinking about us.
Oh, I have one more thing to check.
What, another than Ohkawa?
You should remember it. You gave me the information. That woman who had the handkerchief. Oh yeah.
I already forgot about her. I forgot about that.
Oh, that girl.
At times like this, Nagi memory and quick thinking are really useful.
You sometimes look a bit goofy.
No, I don't. I'm not that goofy. I don't know if we can see her again, but I have something to ask too.
Okay, it's a deal. Yeah, that's better.
I can't even really correct that. The next day, August 29, we promised to meet at Shinju Temple. I was worrying what I would do if I had to work with Yamato today, but the concern proven unfounded. Since Naoya's incident happened, some sort of person has bustled around. It seemed like they are too busy to care about marginal officers.
Sorry for making you wait, Tetsu.
Where's Mitsuru? Nagi, Mitsuru wasn't with Nagi. I thought Nagi wouldn't fail to trick him and would come with Mitsuru. Were you able to trick Mitsuru?
No, I didn't meet him. Excellent. Now let's go. Where could he be now? We're not going to be back to 12-story prison because there's a possibility of bumping into Mitsuru.
Okay.
We have two targets to meet today. First, to checking the connection between Mr Ohkawa and the victim of the incident 2 years ago. Second, finding the woman who had the same handkerchief as Naoya.
I gave a salute to Nagi.
Roger.
Roger Dodger, Captain. Are you sure that Mitsuru isn't following us? I glanced quickly behind Nagi.
Don't worry, I've done it carefully enough to make detours to get here. He's tall, so isn't good at hiding. If he walks in the Nakashima Street, we can see that he towers over the crowd.
Yeah, I could imagine with what Nagi would say. I'm not very tall, so I envy his height.
Well, if he's following after us, I'll let him do as he likes. Since we are top officers, there's nothing wrong with searching for information about a rebel, Mr. Ohkawa. If we get literally tied and locked up, I will make my getaway somehow.
Nagi, do you remember that Mitsuru holds the trump card?
The trump card?
He can send us back to Seiki family.
Yeah, we gotta watch our backs.
That worries me. Next ticket. Oh, I have to talk to Nagi?
Yes, look what you have to.
He said that Mr. Ohkawa might have tended towards militarism, right? You said that Mr. Ohkawa
Yeah, if he really said the word like show the flag or something like that.
I've had a question about it since before. Is the militarism against the empire? Japan won the First World War, but the wartime boom didn't last long. Japan had been afraid of being pulled out from under the Reich by Western countries. Fukoku Korihi is a policy that makes the state of economic growth and encourage reinforcement of military forces has been promoted. Superhandling the Japanese military is a will of the empire. However, militarism can be regarded as a rebel in some cases. Besides that, there's some kind of gap between police and military.
I can't say the things like this openly, but both of them put down things by the force. But even though the two look alike, police and military are like oil and water. The two organizations are completely different. Police are under a home office, and the military is under the army minister that is placed directly under the emperor. So they are an admissible terms. It can't be helped though. Most of the bureaucrats of the home minister are from nobility and have much pride. But many of the militaries are from warriors class, so they think the force of arms is the most important. Also, the universal military contract has no application to nobility. And one more thing, Universal Manhood Suffrage Act has a rule. All men aged over 25 are given the right to election though. It has no application to active members of the military. I'm also protected under the rule though, because they are positions talk eventually.
Yeah,
Say you feel the spirit, don't you? Police has home officer at their back though. As for the military force, the Imperial Army is overwhelmingly strong. The power balance is 50-50, or the Imperial Army is stronger now.
so that's why Toko consider militaries as rebels.
Well, there's nothing wrong with being just a trooper, but it's only natural that one should be tempted to use the power when they have it, especially when they are frustrated with the statues. If people start to think that the military should be a top leader of Japan,
It will cause a split in the empire. Socialism has USSR in their back. Militarism has the power of imperial army. What is peace?
hey, what's wrong, Tetsu? You think like a philosopher. My bad.
Soji Temple is busy with visitors as always.
Yeah, but it used to be busier before. It looks calm now.
Yeah, when we were students, it looks like busier. Nagi sometimes took me here after school back then. Asakusa has a vibrant atmosphere, like it could blow away the gloomy mood.
These things just happen. Now the hip and happening are in Ginza. Taijaki cheated for today. Mitsukoshi department store for tomorrow. People say that. Modern boys and modern girls are hanging around Ginza.
Nagi tilted the catchphrase of Mitsukoshi department store.
But I think there was another reason than Asakusa was upstaged by Ginza.
What is that?
The gap between the rich and the poor. The public security condition in Asakusa has deteriorated.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Some people have no house, no money, and then even if they come to Tokyo, there are no good jobs and it's hard to find an employer. And then what those people do after coming to Asakusa are drifters.
stealing, sponging.
Maybe the glory of Asakusa won't return.
Man, that was a bit long, but it's fine.
Hey, there's the man.
It's no use talking with Nagi for long. I decided to launch an inquiry first. We talked to a young man who was looking at a Soji temple. Excuse me, may I ask you something?
Huh? What is it?
From our appearance, the young man recognized as Toko. He puts his hand on his chest if he tries to guard himself. Do you know anything about Mr. Ohkawa?
Ohkawa? No, I don't know.
How can I make sure you're not lying?
Maybe. Only a tiny thing will do though. I'm not a rebel.
He said as he ran away. It's not rare for us to be afraid of, but I feel a bit painful when people reject me like this. He was so upset. Why is that?
Oh, got it. You can ask that way, Tetsu.
Which way?
Mr. Ohkawa has wealthy enough to be in a blue book. The wealthy person got arrested just recently, right? If you mention his name to ask people, they should be afraid of being considered as his friends.
Oh, you're right. Investigating about Ohkawa might be more difficult than we expected.
Extra, extra, read all about it. What?
Extra news?
A popular singer at Asakusa Opera House, Tokuga Takabashi, died in natural death following an actor and a regular storyteller. Someone died already?
I bought a copy of the newspaper from the newspaper delivery man. Special edited newspaper with the headline, Popular Asakusa Opera singer Tokuga Takabashi died as a natural death.
Oh, I think that's it. Thanks. Hey Tetsu, I didn't think that we're interested in entertainment stuff like this.
I just want to know what happened. That's simple.
An opera singer died a natural death. Tokuga Takabashi. She was becoming more famous recently.
Is she?
I don't know. She was featured in the magazine we saw in the caretaker's room, wasn't she?
Well, I don't remember well. Maybe I saw something about her in the magazine, but I don't remember what was written in it.
Media take a fuss around the celebrity just for fun, huh? Hey, take every possible means to sell stuff these days. Carelessly fomenting public anxiety is treason. I guess this newspaper company will be censored by Toko.
What?
You use one?
I'll use two. We were reading the extra newspaper. A student talked to us.
Hello, officers. Thank you for working for citizens. Oh, it's an extra newspaper. Have you read it yet?
Yeah, we have.
It's a pity. I really love Tokuga Takabashi's song.
Oh, I'm so sorry. The student looked really depressed because I had the loss of Naoya. I felt sympathy for him.
According to the extra newspaper, it was an unnatural death. I think she died from tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis, cold, lung disease, folk disease, or deadly illness can cause symptoms such as a sense of fatigue, like a cold and loss of appetite, and then a sign of fever continues over a long period and a weight gets down. Most of patients suffer from lungs troubles, and in that causes they sometimes cough blood inevitably without any apparent cause, and there's no quick acting medicine.
The singer's cause of death was tuberculosis. Why do you think so? Because talented celebrities get tuberculosis, right? What?
That was weird. What do you mean?
I heard that artists and scholars often get the tuberculosis.
Huh?
Oh.
No, they don't.
Okay.
You get that if you
That's
get really sick.
just the revision. That's the reason why famous people in Asakusa have died a natural death recently.
Huh?
I'm sure that the talented, brilliant person gets a disease as a tribulation. Tuberculosis sanatorium. What a beautiful, metaphoric name it is.
The student noted away when he was walking in dreams. What was that?
The guy may be a goofy. He hopes to have a disease.
Hey, Nagi, what is sanatorium?
What? You need the first lesson now.
Nagi was surprised.
Sanatorium is the rest home for tuberculosis patients. I've never been to a sanatorium. Sanatoriums are located in silent coasts or beautiful mountains like Karizawa, and the patient heals the disease in the facilities.
Oh, sounds good. I'd like to spend a day reading book in the bosom of the mountains.
But I heard that the inpatient of sanatorium are prohibited walking, reading, talking, and getting out of their beds. And they are sometimes not allowed to sleep either. Can you live with that?
Oh no. I abandoned the idea in a flash. Of course, there's no good to have an illness. Tuberculosis. In a book I read recently, the character with tuberculosis was described as a person who is frail and brave.
Those images give people strange ideas because the sympathy sometimes turns into adoration. I know. You prefer novels like autobiography. Please don't be like that weirdo.
Weirdo? I won't. So that gets weirdo. Oh no. Last ticket to use. What happened?
Oh, there we go.
We came to Asakusa Tosur building. It's quieter than Soji Temple. People were coming and going. There were two men talking on the side of the road. They gathered their heads and were talking in a low voice. We got close to them.
Mr Ohkawa executed as a rebel. I heard his son Shugo also died several years ago. Yeah, I heard Shugo committed suicide. I've been feeling there's something unusual because strangers were sneaking in and out of his house.
Mr Ohkawa and his son Sujo suicide? I heard someone's voice and looked at Nagi. He nodded. We have to ask. Excuse me.
Oh,
The two men jumped like cats when we spoke to them. They looked around and got pale, but we didn't let them go.
tell me more about it. Oh, Mr. Taco, what are you talking about? We are just
They were really upset. Probably they were trying to play ignorant. You were talking about Mr Ohkawa, weren't you?
Well, no, we weren't.
Yes, you were.
Yes, we heard it. You must have heard me wrong.
I definitely heard you say Mr Ohkawa, rebel, his son in suicide.
It is mandatory to report to Toko when you have anything about rebels. You mean you are going to neglect your role? If you try to take this take his side, we will have to consider you guys friends of the rebel.
Nagi put his hand on his jaw and gave a glance at one of two.
No way! We were definitely not friends of that rebel.
Then tell me everything you know. The two men were a lot started speaking in a rush.
Okay, I'll tell you everything.
Make sure everything, not to lie.
I am Astronomar craftsman in Kanda. There's a large house near my shop. It's Ohkawa's house. I have no connection with him, but we have a community of craftsmen in Kanda. So we can always hear about rumors about celebrities. Mr. Ohkawa provided a lot of financial support for hospitals. He eagerly supported especially new mental hospitals. He was a great person. We respected him a lot. But I heard that for the last few years, strangers have been sneaking in and out of that house. Craftsmen who worked for Ohkawa were worried that those strangers would take a good customer away from them. Strangers? Don't you know the details? I'm sorry, that was just the small talk we had usually do in the bar. I saw them from distance, so I can't tell you their details. I don't know how often they were coming. But
What?
I heard that his son became, well, I'm not going to offend you, you know. I heard he's only a son because a Toko officer, and then rumors about him went around. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying anything bad about Toko. I just wonder why his only son entered Toko. Well, so a son of a wealthy man works in a field instead of becoming a government official is rare. That's what I mean.
Makes sense.
That's all I know about him. Okay, thanks for your time. You may go now. Thank you so much. We're leaving now.
The two men walk away. Nagi.
Meichiro Ohkawa and Shugo Ohkawa are connected. Shugo was his son. Our hypothesis was right.
The victim of the incident 2 years ago had a similar position as Naoya. You think it's just a coincidence?
I don't know yet. Let's check some more about it.
Okay, this time I'm really out of tickets.
You know, there's a lot of people hanging in Toko now.
Yeah. Okay, so continue next part because I don't want to do 5 tickets.
That's for reserved and for emergencies.
Yes. So like I said, continue next part. So shall we go to the next part of the video. Goodbye.
See ya!